Welcome to Life Esteem, a program committed to delivering information that's important to you and your community. Your hosts are Nathaniel and Patricia Gadsden.
Hello and welcome again to Life Esteem. Always great to have you as a viewer. And Pat and I always enjoy to bring you great people and good information. And today is no exception because we have Assad Brunner on. And I know you all know Assad because he's the owner of King Assad's Seafood Restaurant.
Good
man,
morning.
oh man. Welcome to the show. We're great, man. We're great.
Thank you. Thank you for
So
having me.
for those people who've never heard of King Assad's Seafood, shame on them. Where are you located?
I'm located in Harrisburg, 1931 Derry Street in Harrisburg.
Okay, and how long have you been in that location?
I've been in that location about 14 months.
Okay. And everyone's talking, man. Everyone that tastes your food is buzzing, you know?
Okay.
And Pat, my wife here, of course, brings home some fish every now and then. She'll call me and say, hey, we're going to go over to King Assad's and that kind of thing. So, hey, bring it on, you know. Because business is doing well?
Business is well, and I'm glad you guys enjoy the food and the fish there at King Assad's.
Absolutely.
Yes, business is well. I have a lot of good clientele, a lot of good customers. You know, the community has been treating me well.
Good. They repeat customers, people just
Yes.
coming back and spreading the word, of course, telling other people about it. Yeah. Yeah, I know, Pat, you've gone in, more than I have at this point and everything. And
yeah, I was just telling King Assad that actually I knew about you when you first opened because Nate and I actually came out right there in the very beginning, and I hadn't been back in a number of years. And a young lady that I mentor,
remember months, you mean?
months, number of months. And one of the ladies I mentor had wanted to go out to get something to eat, and she said, "Can we go to the fish spot?" And I said, "There's a place called a fish spot." I was confused. She said, "Yeah, 19th and Dairy," and I was like, "Oh." Then we started driving. I said, "Wait a minute, I know what you're talking about," because I didn't remember that. That's what people are referring to you as.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, before you were in that location, where were you located?
I had a few locations prior to that. I was on 21st and Derry Street, 17th and Paxton, and I was in Klein Village just selling fresh seafood only when I first came to Pennsylvania.
Okay, really good. So you came from where then?
New York.
Wow, okay.
New York to
Yeah.
PA.
One of the reasons why we really wanted you to come on was to talk about, one, you have a wonderful restaurant and, people are really buzzing about, your food. But also, just talking about business in general, how rewarding it is to go into business and, make business successful, but also how the challenges you have to meet in order to have a business, and let's be blunt about it, an inner city business that really caters to the community and still is profitable and overcomes the challenges. So what are some of the challenges that you face on a daily basis?
Well, first of all, is running a business, whether it's small or large, is really not an easy task.
Okay.
It requires all of your time, a lot of help, a partner, my wife, of course. A lot of people ask, why don't I do a franchise? It's really not that simple or that easy when you're dealing with fresh fish. I have to take a trip to New York twice a week.
Okay.
They don't open on the weekends. Saturday morning, if I run out of certain fish on Friday, I have to take a trip down to Baltimore. It requires a lot of driving. I drive between my wife and I together, we drive about at least 30 hours a week just to keep the fish fresh, because after 3 days, we don't have fish in the store. But with the high turnaround we have with good customers as yourselves, we don't ever have spoilers. Keeping up with the paperwork is really, really hard. So it's just because a person knows how to cook, that don't mean they know how to run a business. It's really not that easy. Keeping up with the paperwork, try to keep up with the bills, and try to save receipts from 5 or 6 different places you have to go and get all the paperwork together for accountants and pay all the bills. It's really not an easy job, but I'm successful with what I do, and I thank the community for all their support.
Okay, fantastic.
It's amazing you said that. It's interesting that you said that to be a cook, but being a good cook doesn't mean you can be a good business person.
Yeah.
And that's interesting because not everybody is prepared or really understands what's involved in that process, because you also have staff. And what does that look like for you as a business owner? Because you have to manage other people, right?
Exactly. I have good staff. Sometimes I get a little overboard and talk a little loud, but overall I have good staff. I learned the business from being in New York.
Okay.
I was walking down the street, and some Italians asked me a question. He said, "Come on in here. You want to learn how to do this?" I said, "Well, sure." They said, "Well, who's your parents?" So they told me if I stayed in school, did what I had to do. They took me in, taught me how to clean fish, and I've been pretty much cleaning fish ever since.
As simple as that. I mean, they just literally called you in and posed the question to you, then gave you a trade.
Long as I finished school.
Isn't that
Long as you
something?
finish with
Yeah,
that.
long as I stayed in school, I always had that job.
Man, oh man.
You know,
Amazing.
so
How old were you about at that time?
13.
13.
13. And if I failed in one grade, I couldn't come to work.
Okay.
You know, so I had to. I was having a pretty good life selling fish.
That's all right. So, but you moved from New York to Harrisburg. So, tell us a little bit about that journey.
Okay, well, my wife's family moved to Harrisburg.
Okay.
So I came down here to visit, and I wanted some fish, and I couldn't find any fish.
Uh-oh.
I didn't know anything about F&W at the time.
Okay.
So I couldn't find any fish, so we decided just to move down here and sell fish. And that's how I ended up in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
Just say find, avoid, fill the need, or something like that. Is that what they say?
I think that's what
Yeah,
I think that's how the saying goes.
something like that. Yeah, yeah. And you mentioned F&W. Of course, that's one of the fish houses that's in our local community. Have been here for years, doing tremendous work. They've gotten older now, and can't seem to carry it on every single day. But they still do their thing too, right?
Yeah, they still
That's
doing
good.
their thing.
Yeah, it's wonderful. Yeah, that's great. So here you are located out in central Allison Hill. And the city is trying to turn around. I mean, everyone in the whole country's in an economic downturn and stuff. And there are challenges in inner city, from crime to, all kinds of concerns. How do you manage all that? How do you deal with, just the inner city life, man?
I deal with the inner city life. I treat everybody with respect, from the young kids that come into the store in the community to the older people that come into the store or in the community. Even if they're not shopping in the store, I still speak with everybody, speak to everybody with respect. As far as the store is concerned, the economy is bad. I treat people good. Everybody in the area knows me, so people don't really bother me. Too much, but overall, I still keep the stores all cambered up.
You got to do it. You have to have security and stuff, right?
Yeah, but like I said, I have a good staff and really good customers. Only the community treats me well, and I give back to the community by keeping the prices low. Give you a good amount of seafood. You could come in and get a platter and feed 2 or 3 people. So I give back to the community, and I deal with the community as it comes.
Good. Just tell us a bit about your menus. What are some of the things that you actually serve in your restaurant?
Well, we serve shrimp. We serve shrimp platters and all type of tilapia and haddock. Seafood platters that comes with a couple of sides and everything, which isn't easy to do. We also sell wings and things of that nature there, and that's really not easy either because as for instance this morning, I have to get up early in the morning, cook everything. I have to make the greens, I have to cook the rice. Only thing the people in the store do is serve. So we have a pretty good menu with greens and macaroni and cheese and things of that nature. That's what we do it. I'm trying to work on getting a couple of diabetic things on the menu.
Thank you, because I'm diabetic myself, and I mean that's good. We need that.
That's what I'm trying to work on now.
Because they say now our society is just inundated with people who unfortunately have diabetes. So
type 2 diabetes is just taking